Hello, everyone. Welcome to Liberal Tarot. I'm Sherry, and I'm a blue dot in a red state utilizing Tarot to help us navigate these very interesting times we have going on here in the United States. So I'm really glad that you're here and welcome. And if this is your first time coming, checking out my channel, I really do appreciate it. If you've been watching videos maybe for a while and haven't subscribed yet, now's your chance. You can hit subscribe and also like this video. It just helps me grow my channel, and I really do appreciate it. So thank you. The focus of today's reading is going to be about Elonia Musk, or Elonia Muskrat, I guess I should say. Yes, Elon Musk. He has said that he's going to take a step back from Doge, and that he's going to be spending time, with his companies. And I would like to point out his companies that still, accept corporate welfare from our government, which leads me to kind of the focus of today's reading is going to be the Golden Dome, which is, some of us are old enough to remember Ronald Reagan talking about Star Wars, and that this is kind of that same thing. The Star Wars program was about, basically, it was about planetary defense, or, at least Golden Dome, over the United States, to be able to protect ourselves in case of, missiles coming in. But this is going to be done from space. And as we were watching this, my husband was like, maybe somebody should watch the Terminator. It's like, Skynet. And because it's looking like Starlink is going to get that contract. Shocking, I know. So what I want to look at is, I want to do a base reading into Musk. Is he actually going to take a step back from Doge? I think he is, because Tesla's tanking. Like that's going to help the brand, but whatever. And then the second thing is the Golden Dome. It's going to be, the cost was astronomical, and the cost was astronomical back in the 80s whenever, Ronald Reagan first, said, was talking about the Star Wars program. Now, I will say what came out of that, even though we didn't get, that dome, the Star Wars program, like what he wanted, there was a lot of research that came out of that. There was a lot of, there was defense that came out of that, the research into defense. So, will we get that here? Who knows? He wants this Golden Dome. So what I want to do, so I guess it's kind of a two-part reading. First is Musk. Is he really going to, keep his little grubby hands out of the government and politics? And then part two will be about the Golden Dome. So first part, entertainment purposes only, looking into, is Musk actually going to take a step back from government, politics, and Doge? Okay. As far as I'm concerned, it's too little too late, but this is what he wants to do. So let's see. Is he going to be taking a step back? Yes. Yes. Politics is not for Elon. Well, it would have been nice if he had figured that out, a few months ago. So yes. And working on other things, like he's got other things to be working on. These are other deals to be made. He's got deals to be made, other things to do. Politics, he's not got the warm welcome there that he thought he should have. People just don't appreciate him. The options, he's going to do what? In the positive card for the positive energy for this is just a happiness card. That's all this is. In a more negative energy for this card, I have been reading it as drunk on power. How are you using that, power and happiness? And that's all this is, drunk on power, utilizing, his position to get these government contracts. Okay. He didn't put billions of dollars into, or millions, whatever it was, he put into, I guess millions, into that campaign to walk away empty-handed. Okay. So he's, his main thing was, let's get those contracts. And that's what, he got. The past experiences, foundation of this is surprisingly a hesitation card. Knights, changes, wands are going to be messages. And so expect him. It's almost like I'm getting this feeling like he thought he could be behind the scenes Surely not. Or that maybe like his message wasn't that well received. He this did not go the way he thought it was going to go. Let's put it that way. Past experiences are he really thought that he could just, attach himself to the Trump train and that he was just going to be beloved by all, and that's not what happened at all. Recent influences, 2 nights, a more practical approach going forward. So yeah, this is, once again, nights are, as I said, nights are changes, 2 nights here. So yeah, I don't think things worked out as well as what he thought they were going to work out, but he still got those contracts. And the potential things being hidden, things up in the air. The moon card is also one of changes. And this is, the moon card, changes behind the scenes. I'm curious about this card because, yeah, he expects things in return for what he's done for the Trump campaign. So I am a little surprised that he would just be so willing to take a step back. I just want, some clarification on this moon card. And this could be like, he says he's going to take a step back, but it isn't, things are not as they seem. Okay. So let's see here what that is. I just want some clarification on the moon card here. And the moon card, working on things, going within. I really think that he is going to be kind of taking that back seat for a while. Except the messaging. I think, it's almost like does he think, this has always been my Pam Bondi card. Does he think that he's going to be somehow protected from, what he's done? It's like, that's almost the feeling I'm getting here of like, yeah, I'm just going to go back to my old life. I'm just going to work and do my thing, and it'll all be fine. I mean, I'm not really getting a lot of attachment to the, with this right here. For clarification, didn't really help too much. So with this, yeah, I'm just going to take a step back. I think that I think that he is actually surprised that he was not as well received. And so he's going to he's got his government contracts and he's going to go back to what makes him happy and kind of almost want to disappear. But you get that, he does like the limelight and he does like the power. So I don't know how well I don't know how much behind the scenes he's going to be. Okay. He may say that, but I think that, he likes the power. So let's look at the Golden Dome. As I said, this just seems like a revitalization and an upgrade from, Ronald Reagan's Star Wars, program that he proposed. So the Golden Dome, what does that, what's going on with that? The Golden Dome for defense of our country. And that just kind of, these two popped out here. So this is going to be the feeling left out in the cold and things, kind of, behind the scenes. And so I'm kind of wondering, that very well could be, how Musk feels. Like he just wasn't appreciated enough. And so I wonder if giving him this Golden Dome is kind of like his consolation prize. Okay. Okay, and with the Golden Dome, racing ahead for the defense of our country. People, rejoicing, messaging as far as the past experience. And as I said, this is just kind of a play on, it's just an upgrade to the Star Wars program from the 80s. And, I don't know that this is a real big, this is not anything that we're going to see in anytime soon. This is kind of like they talk about it. The Page of Swords is kind of my card when it comes to action. And, planning, talking about it. Oh, he'll take the money for sure. But I don't see this really, there's a lot of talk about it right now. But then I don't know that this is really going to go. And then you get threes, which is development. It's in the talks. He's going to get the money. And then the development, the developing, not the implementing. That's kind of, and really that's kind of what happened with the Star Wars program also, was just there were certain things that were developed for our country's defense, but it was never implemented in this whole big, Skynet Star Wars type, system. And that's kind of what I'm seeing here, and that's kind of a consolation prize for Elon Musk there, is with that Golden Dome. So yeah, with let me just, 3 final cards on anything else we need to know here. Anything else? He's walking away. He feels dejected. People didn't love him. Yeah, King of Pentacles, richest man in the world. Can't buy love. And kind of, the Queen of Wands. Did he actually think he was like trying to make people's lives better? I think that, maybe he's, as I said, I get this as the Pam Bondi. So maybe, like he's expecting some kind of legal protection. Let's just, put that out there. And that he was not loved. The Golden Dome is going to be his consolation prize. And, there may be some stuff that comes out of it, but I just don't see that. Yeah, I don't see this being implemented. There was various reasons why the Star Wars program didn't work. So, and I have not done reading on this yet, but I'm hopeful that when the Democrats get in charge, that a lot of this, corporate welfare to Musk, goes away. As I said, I don't know that would be a question for another day. But yeah, with this, I think Elon just realizes people don't love him. They don't like him. His brand has definitely suffered. I don't know that Tesla is going to be able to come back from this. In another reading, what I got was that, second quarter, look for, there could be some serious discussions coming up on the second quarter about what to do with him when it comes to Tesla. This Golden Dome, it's, it's not going to be implemented anytime soon. There could be some good things that come out of it as far as the research into defense, but other than that, I'm not really seeing it go anywhere. So that is what I got today. Kind of a, I guess, benign would be the best you could hope for when it comes to, Musk, and that's kind of where we're at right now, is he's just kind of leaving with his tail between his legs. Nobody likes him, but yet he's still got that corporate welfare. Got to keep that, so he's still going to be the world's richest man. Anyway, thank you for joining me. I really do appreciate it. I'll put up other readings and subscribe for you to, reading for you to check out, subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. And thank you for being here. I will catch you on the next reading. Have a good day.